Daehan High School welcomed spring with its usual burst of cherry blossoms. Yunho, a quiet but brilliant student, walked his usual path to school, earphones in, eyes focused on the ground. He didn't like attention and preferred studying under the radar. Min-jae, on the other hand, arrived on a skateboard, friendly, charming, and loud. His smile alone could light up the school courtyard. Though they were in the same class, Yunho and Min-jae were total opposites and barely spoke. But everything changed the moment Harin transferred into their class. She entered with a soft smile, holding her books nervously. Her long black hair swayed as she bowed.
안녕하세요. I'm Seo Harin.
Please treat me well, the entire class whispered, including Yunho and Min-jae, who for the first time looked at someone the same way, captivated. Harin took the seat between Yunho and Min-jae, right in the middle of their world. Min-jae befriended her instantly. If you ever need help finding your way around school, I'm your guy, he said with a grin. Harin laughed softly. Yunho only watched from the corner of his eye, but Harin noticed every time he secretly adjusted her falling books or gave her the right answers during group quizzes. She found Min-jae fun, but Yunho comforting. Within weeks, both boys were undeniably in love with Harin. Min-jae confessed first. One evening after cram school, he walked her home. Harin, I like you, not as a classmate, as something more. Harin froze. She didn't hate the idea, but her heart felt unsure. When Yunho heard about the confession through gossip, his chest tightened. He didn't want to fight Min-jae, but he couldn't ignore his own feelings anymore. A few days later, Yunho found Harin in the library. I don't expect an answer, he whispered nervously. I just wanted you to know that I like you too. For the first time in years, Yunho's hands trembled. The school sensed the tension. Min-jae became competitive, always trying to make Harin laugh. Yunho became even more gentle, helping her in silent but meaningful ways. Harin found herself torn. One boy made her heart rush. The other made her feel safe. The boys, once indifferent to each other, now avoided eye contact. Until the school announced the spring festival, and their class was assigned a big performance. Yunho and Min-jae were forced to work together. Arguments erupted. Voices were raised. Harin felt caught in the middle. Finally, she yelled, "Stop it! I care about both of you, but not like this." Her words cut deeper than any punch. A stormy night changed everything. Harin's father was hospitalized suddenly. She ran to the hospital in tears. Yunho saw her through the bus window and jumped off immediately. Min-jae arrived minutes later on his bike. All three ended up sitting together in the cold corridor, waiting, terrified. Harin cried uncontrollably. Min-jae panicked, but Yunho quietly held her hand. "You're not alone," he whispered. In that moment, Harin realized whose presence she truly leaned on. After her father recovered, Harin met the boys outside the school gate. Her voice shook, but she was firm. She bowed deeply. "I'm sorry if I hurt you both, but I've made my choice." She turned to Yunho. "It's you. You're the one who makes me feel safe and understood." Min-jae's world shattered, but he forced a smile, tears burning in his eyes. "Figures. The quiet genius wins." Harin reached for his hand. "Min-jae, you matter to me too. I hope someday we'll all be okay." He nodded, unable to speak. For weeks, Min-jae avoided them. He skipped class, spent hours skating alone, trying to swallow the heartbreak. One evening, Yunho found him by the river. "You can punch me if you want," Yunho said quietly. Min-jae laughed bitterly. "I don't hate you, idiot. I just hate that I wasn't enough." Yunho sat beside him. "You've always been more than enough. For everyone. Even for her." Min-jae finally cried, letting go. The boys slowly rebuilt their friendship. Not the same as before, but something honest. The school year ended under falling cherry blossoms. Harin and Yunho officially started dating. Slowly, shyly, beautifully. But the last scene, it was Min-jae smiling genuinely for the first time in months as he watched them from afar. His heart still hurt, but he knew. My love wasn't a waste. It made me grow. He grabbed his skateboard, pushed forward, and whispered, "Next time, I'll find someone who chooses me first." And with that, all three carried their own version of love into the next chapter of their lives. Summer vacation ended, and Daehan High reopened with the scent of rain in the air. Harin and Yunho arrived together, hands shyly intertwined. Students whispered, some jealous, others supportive. But someone wasn't in class yet. The seat by the window, Minji's seat, was still empty. Rumor said he'd been spending more time at a skate park in another district. He hadn't spoken to either of them since the last day of school. Harin worried. Yunho tried not to show it, but Minji's absence left a quiet bruise on his heart. The teacher walked in proudly with a new transfer student. A girl with bright eyes, short hair, and a confident posture stepped forward.
I'm Jiyoung.
Nice to meet you all. She scanned the room, noticed the empty seat by the window, and smiled. Can I sit there? Everyone murmured. That was Minji's seat. Jiyoung didn't care. She dropped her bag, leaned back, and glanced at Yunho. You're the top student here, right? Yunho nodded hesitantly. Good. I'm planning to beat you. Harin laughed under her breath. Yunho turned pink. Jiyoung was bold, fun, and smart. But she was also hiding something. Just as everyone settled into the new semester, the classroom door slid open. Min-jae stood there, taller, sharper, hair slightly messy but stylish. He looked different, more mature, more confident, but his eyes carried a hint of sadness. The class cheered for him, but Minji's eyes first landed on Harin, then Yunho, and finally on Jiyoung, who was sitting in his seat. She raised an eyebrow. This your seat? Come take it then. Min-jae smirked. Nah, you can keep it. He walked to the back of the class instead. Harin tried speaking to him during break. Min-jae, we missed you. He shrugged. I'm fine. Just been busy. But deep down, Minji's heart still flinched whenever he saw Harin and Yunho together. As the weeks passed, cracks began showing in Harin and Yunho's relationship. Yunho was gentle and smart, but also shy, reserved, and terrible at expressing feelings. Harin always ended up being the one to ask questions. Are you okay? Do you still like me? Why don't you talk to me when something's wrong? Yunho wasn't cold. He was just scared to bother her or say the wrong thing. Meanwhile, Jiyoung kept getting closer to Yunho. She sat with him during group studies, teased him during lunch, and matched his grades. Rumors began to spread. Yunho and Jiyoung looked good together. Is Harin jealous? Harin pretended she didn't care, but her sleepless nights said otherwise. The school held its annual sports festival. Harin joined the cheering squad. Yunho participated in the quiz competition. Min-jae, as usual, joined everything involving speed and danger. Jiyoung? She surprised everyone by joining the relay race. During the relay, Jiyoung tripped badly. She fell hard, scraping her knee. Yunho rushed to help her immediately. Are you okay? She looked up, eyes glistening, and grabbed his arm. Harin froze on the sidelines, watching Yunho kneel beside another girl. Min-jae noticed Harin's expression. You don't trust him much, do you? Harin blinked. I do, but
I'm scared.
Min-jae sighed, looking away. That's how I felt about you. Harin felt her heart twist. That evening, Jiyoung found Yunho behind the school building, sitting alone. She sat beside him quietly. Yunho, do you know why I transferred here? He shook his head. She looked at him softly. I wanted a fresh start. Everyone at my old school thought I was weird, for being too competitive, too loud, too emotional. But the moment I saw you, I thought, maybe I can like someone quietly for once. Yunho froze. Jiyoung smiled sadly. Relax. I'm not confessing. Not really. I know you like Harin, but if she ever breaks your heart, come find me. Okay. And with that, she stood up and walked away. Yunho didn't know his heart was beating fast. Not out of love, but confusion. Harin watched the scene from behind the building corner. Her chest ached. Harin finally confronted Yunho. Do you like Jiyoung? Yunho's eyes widened. Of course not. Why would you think? You always run to her. You smile with her. You talk more with her than with me. Yunho swallowed hard. He didn't want to hurt her. Harin, I'm trying my best. Your best feels distant. The silence between them hurt more than shouting. Finally, Harin whispered, let's take a break. Yunho's breath caught.
No.
Harin. But she had already turned away, tears falling. And the worst part? Min-jae saw everything. Over the next few days, Min-jae stayed close to Harin, not flirting, not pushing, just being someone she could talk to. He made her laugh again. He listened. He understood her heart. Jiyoung noticed this too. One afternoon, she told Yunho bluntly, if you keep being quiet, Min-jae will win her back without even trying. Yunho felt something sharp stab his chest. Fear. He had already lost Harin once. He couldn't lose her again. One rainy night, Harin stood alone on the bridge near her house, watching the river flow. She didn't expect anyone to find her. But Yunho did, soaking wet, panting, holding an umbrella. Harin, please don't end us. She turned away, wiping tears. Yunho, I love you, but I can't keep guessing your feelings. Yunho stepped closer, voice trembling. I'm bad at talking, I know, but I'm not bad at loving you. Harin sobbed quietly. Then show me. He gently wrapped his arms around her. I choose you, not Jiyoung, not anyone else. Only you. Harin finally broke into tears and hugged him back. Min-jae happened to be crossing the street nearby. He saw them. He didn't cry this time. He didn't break. He just smiled sadly and whispered, good. That's how it should be. The school year ended again under falling petals. Yunho and Harin were stronger, learning to communicate better, hold each other closer. Jiyoung teased Yunho as usual but had quietly accepted being his friend. Min-jae, he finally met someone new. At the new skate park, a girl approached him shyly. Aren't you the Min-jae from Daehan High? You're cooler in person. Min-jae blinked. For the first time, someone looked at him the way he once looked at Harin. He smiled. Want to skate together? And just like that, a new story began. Everyone found their own path. Everyone learned their own version of love. And the cherry blossoms fell. Beautiful, bittersweet, and full of hope. The new semester opened with cold winds and frosted windows. Yunho and Harin were still together. Closer, steadier, more affectionate. They studied together, walked home together, and held hands without hiding anymore. But as winter entered their lives, so did trouble. A top-ranked student was transferred from another district. Kang Doyeon, tall, handsome, frighteningly intelligent, and incredibly composed. The moment he entered the classroom, the air shifted. He took one look at Yunho's desk. You're Young Yunho, right? The one who has the highest grades here. Yunho nodded. Doyeon smirked. Not anymore. The class gasped. But what shocked Yunho the most was later, when Doyeon saw Harin and paused. His eyes softened in recognition. Harin? It's me, Doyeon, from elementary school. Harin's jaw dropped. Doyeon? You've changed so much. They hugged. A long, warm hug. Yunho stared, heart tightening. Jiyoung whispered from the back. Oh boy. Here we go again. Doyeon fit into the school easily. Too easily. He became class representative, joined the debate club, tutored struggling students, and got perfect scores in every subject. Everyone liked him, but one thing became obvious. He really liked Harin. He followed her around, helped her carry books, sat with her during breaks. At first Harin was unaware, but Yunho felt every second of it like a knife. Min-jae saw it too. One afternoon he cornered Doyeon behind the gym. You know she's taken, right? Doyeon smiled calmly. Relationships end. People change. I'm just waiting. Min-jae clenched his fists. You're messing with Yunho's head. Not my problem, Doyeon replied. If he can't keep what's his, that's on him. Yunho tried to pretend everything was fine. But late at night he started studying harder, sleeping less, forgetting to eat. He kept thinking, what if she likes Doyeon more? What if I'm not good enough? What if I lose her? Heron noticed Yunho becoming distant again. One night she called him. Yunho, what's going on? He hesitated. Do you like him? Silence. Heron's heart broke. Yunho, I chose you. Why do you keep doubting me? Meanwhile, Minji's new relationship was growing too. The girl from the skate park, Era, was sweet, funny, and adored him. But every time she asked about his past, he pushed her away. And every time he saw Heron, a small part of his heart still shook. Era noticed one day and whispered, Do you still love her? Minjae swallowed. She's not mine anymore. I just don't know how to stop caring. Era looked away, hurt but patient. During the winter festival preparations, tensions exploded. Yunho found Doyen alone with Heron on the rooftop, laughing. Too close. Yunho grabbed Doyen by the collar. Stay away from her. Doyen smirked. She doesn't seem to mind. Yunho's fist flew, but someone grabbed him from behind. It was Minjae. Yunho, stop. Heron stood frozen, terrified. Doyen wiped a small scratch and said calmly, You just proved you don't trust her. That night, Heron didn't go home with Yunho. Snow fell heavily the next morning. Heron didn't come to school. Yunho tried calling, no answer. Doyen looked worried too, which made Yunho even more anxious. Suddenly, the school announced, A student was seen fainting near the bus stop this morning and has been taken to the hospital. Yunho's heart dropped. He ran through the snow, legs shaking, breath fogging the cold air. Minjae followed. Doyen followed too. At the hospital, they found Heron sleeping with an 4 drip. Dehydrated, exhausted, stressed. Her mother said, She's been pushing herself too hard. Some nights she cried herself to sleep. Yunho felt his heart collapse. He sat beside her, holding her cold hand. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. A tear fell onto her wrist. Heron woke up weakly. Minjae and Doyen stepped out, giving them privacy. Heron whispered, Yunho, loving you is not the problem. Loving you makes me happy. But your fear, your doubts, they hurt me. Yunho cried silently. I'll change. Promise. I'll trust you. Heron reached for his cheek. Then let's start again. Slowly. Honestly. Their foreheads touched softly. They didn't kiss. They didn't need to. Their hearts finally understood each other. Outside, Minjae confronted Doyen. You lost. Accept it. Doyen sighed. She was my first crush. Since childhood. I thought this was fate. It's not, Minjae said. Doyen nodded slowly. Then I guess I'll let her go. He walked away quietly, and for the first time Minjae felt relieved. Heron fully recovered. Yunho became more open, talking about his fears, his feelings, his love. Heron became softer too, more patient, more understanding. Jiyoung clapped proudly. Finally, a healthy relationship. Minjae and Era grew closer, more real, more honest. Doyen focused on studies, promising himself someday he'd find someone too. And when spring arrived again, the cherry blossoms fell, just like the beginning. But this time, everyone was stronger, wiser, and happier. Heron and Yunho watched the petals float down. We've been through a lot, Heron whispered. And I'll fight for you every time, Yunho replied. She smiled and leaned on his shoulder. Their love didn't just survive the storm. It grew because of it. Time moved like falling petals. Yunho, Heron, Minjae, Era, Jiyoung, and Doyen were now in their final year of high school. College forms, career plans, and dreams hung heavily in the air. Yunho and Heron were finally stable. They communicated better, held each other closer, and learned to say things they once hid. But life was preparing its biggest test yet. Yunho wanted to study engineering in Seoul. Heron wanted to study art in Busan. The schools were 6 hours apart. Neither of them said it out loud, but the fear of distance slowly crept in. One night, as they studied in the library, Heron whispered, Will we still be okay if we're not together every day? Yunho paused. A younger version of him would have panicked. but he smiled softly and squeezed her hand. We'll be okay because we'll choose each other every day, even from far away. Heron's eyes filled with tears, the good kind. Min-jae was doing well with Era. She loved him deeply, but he still struggled with opening up. He still had moments where he fell silent. Moments where the shadow of his past heartbreak appeared in his eyes. One night, Era finally said, "If you're hurting, let me hold your pain with you. Don't carry everything alone." Min-jae looked at her, his chest tightening. "I'm scared, Era. Scared I'll love wrong again." She smiled weakly. "Then let's learn together." For the first time, Min-jae let someone in. Doyen had changed. He was less arrogant, more reflective. One spring afternoon he approached Heron. She braced herself, but he only offered a gentle smile. "I really liked you, but now, I just want to thank you." Heron blinked, surprised. "Thank me? For helping me grow, even when you didn't know it. I'm rooting for you and Yunho." Heron's eyes softened. "Thank you for letting go." Doyen nodded, finally free. Ji-young had been cheerful as always, but lately, she seemed distracted. One evening, she confessed to Yunho, "I wasn't planning to tell you, but I'm moving to the US after graduation." Yunho was shocked. Ji-young laughed bitterly. "I like you, Yunho. Always did. But liking you taught me something. I need to build a life where my heart doesn't depend on someone else choosing me." Yunho looked sad and grateful all at once. "You deserve someone who chooses you first." She smiled. "Yeah, and I will find him, somewhere out there." The school held its last festival before graduation. Yunho played piano.
Arrançant.
Min-jae performed a skating show. Era sold handmade bracelets. Ji-young hosted. Doyen won the academic award. For the first time, they all felt whole, together yet growing in different directions. After the festival, Yunho pulled Heron to the back garden, the place where cherry blossoms always bloomed. The moonlight made everything glow. "Heron, let's not fear the future." She nodded. "Together we won't." They shared a gentle, meaningful kiss under the falling petals, their first truly peaceful kiss. The ceremony was filled with tears, hugs, and hopes. Min-jae cried the most, even though he tried hiding it. Ji-young gave everyone notebooks with handwritten messages. Doyen promised to visit. Era took a group photo and framed it. When the principal called their names one by one, it felt like an ending and a beginning wrapped together. After the ceremony, they all gathered under their favorite cherry blossom tree. Heron looked at Yunho. "Even if we're far, you're still my home." Yunho touched her forehead gently. "And you're my forever." Min-jae hugged them both. "I swear, if you break up, I'm disowning both of you." They laughed. Era linked arms with him. "Don't worry, we'll all be fine. Even you, Mr. Emotional." For years passed quickly. Yunho, now a young engineer, calm but confident, working in Seoul. Heron, a rising illustrator in Busan, her art inspired by cherry blossoms and memories. Min-jae, a professional skater with sponsorship deals and still with Era, happier than ever. Ara, studying business and managing Minji's brand. Ji-young, living in Los Angeles, studying psychology, glowing with independence. Doyen, a medical student still focused, still kind, still hoping for a gentle love someday. Though distance separated them, their group chat kept them close. Spring came again. Heron traveled to Seoul for an art exhibition. She stood outside the familiar cherry blossom road near Yunho's university, waiting nervously. Then she saw him. Yunho walked toward her, flowers in hand, eyes soft, smile warm. He hugged her tightly. "You came. You're worth the journey," Heron whispered. They walked hand in hand to the exhibition hall. Inside, one particular artwork caught Yunho's eye. It was a painting of two boys and one girl, standing beneath cherry blossoms, connected, changing, growing. The description read, "First love, first pain, first growth." C.O. Heron. Yunho felt tears sting his eyes. "This is us, isn't it?" Heron nodded. "Our beginning." Yunho turned to her, voice trembling. Then let me show you our future. He knelt on one knee, small, simple, sincere. Heron gasped, Yunho, let's keep choosing each other. Even through distance. Even through time. Heron, will you marry me? Her hands shook. Her heart trembled. Yes, of course yes. They embraced as cherry blossoms swirled around them, mirroring the moment they met, the moments they broke, and the moments they rebuilt. A year later, they married under a canopy of cherry blossoms. Min-jae was the loudest guest. Era caught the bouquet. Jiyoung flew in from America. Doyen gave a heartfelt toast. And when the ceremony ended, Yunho whispered into Heron's ear, no matter how many seasons come and go, I'll love you in every one. Heron smiled with tears in her eyes. And I'll bloom beside you, always. And so, their story didn't end. It simply blossomed into a new beginning. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos.